Hi everyone. In this video, I'm gonna go over what binary search is. So to begin, I'm gonna give an introduction on what binary search is. So binary search is a divide and conquer technique that's used to find a value in a sorted array. And this sorted part is very important. If the input array isn't sorted, then binary search doesn't work at all. So yeah, one of the preconditions is that the input array must be sorted. And the time complexity of binary search is O of log n, because at each step, you're reducing the size of the array by half. And I'll explain shortly what that means. If you compare that with linear search, which is just searching like element by element in an array, linear search has a time complexity of O of n. So binary search outperforms linear search massively. And binary search can be done iteratively or recursively, but I prefer the iterative approach, so I'll be showcasing that. So this is the general algorithm. You have a sorted array and a target as your input. What you want to do is you want to take the middle element of the input array and compare it with the targeted value or the target value. If they match, then you return some information indicating success. Again, what you return depends on like the scenario. Like for example, if they ask you to like simply return true or false, you can just return that. I've also seen like on LeetCode and elsewhere, they might ask you to return like the index. And if it's like not in the if the target isn't in a array, you return -1. Again, like it really depends on like the scenario and the question. But basically, like if the target exists in the array, you want to return some info indicating success. Now, if the target isn't the same as the middle array, you have two choices. Either the middle element is smaller than the target, in which case you search for the target in the right half of the array, or the middle element is bigger than the target, and in which case you use the left half of the array, and you keep repeating this until you either find a target or you know that the target isn't in the array. So let's do a couple of examples. In example 1, we see that this is an array 1, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, and our target is 10. So in step 1, we find the middle element. So in this case, 6 is the middle element. 6 is less than 10, so we use the right half. We will look at this part, like 8, 9, 10. The reason why we know that we don't have to look at the left half, and this is key to why the array must be sorted, and for our purposes, we're going to be sorting it from like smallest to biggest, it's because that all elements that predate this middle element must be smaller, or like must be either smaller or equal to this, right? And because you know that this element is 6 is less than 10, therefore all elements previous it, like will have predated, must also be less than 10. So in this case, we can just like wipe out half the array. So now in step 2, this is our this is what we're going to look for. So this is the array that we're going to look the target in. Again, we're going to look at the middle value. So the middle element is 9. 9 is still less than 10. So we again look at the right half. And in this case, we only have one element, and so 10 is the middle element, and that's exactly what what we were looking for. So success. And again, right, like depending on like the scenario and the question, you can return different things. Like you can return true or false, or you can return like the index of the target, or -1 if the target doesn't exist. But yeah, so that was example 1. This example 2, the same array as previously, but now the target changed to 7. So again, we start out by taking the middle element. 6 is less than 7, so we use the right half. Now we have 8, 9, 10. 9 is the middle element, but 9 is greater than 7, so we use the left half. Now 8 is the middle element, but 8 is greater than 7, so we use the left half. But there's no more than left half, right? So we will return false in this case. And here, this is just like a sample code for the iterative approach. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run this code. So if you see here, right, the array and the target 1, target 2, these are the same inputs as our two examples, right? Like the array was the same in both example 1 and example 2. In example 1, our target was 10. Example 2, our target was 7. This is the same code as from here. And yeah, so in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to return the index of the target in the array. And if it doesn't exist, I'm going to return -1. So let me briefly go over this. So for the iterative approach, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 pointers. One is called left and the other one is called right. And left is going to left will be like the start at 0, and right will be like the final index. And what I'm going to do is, while left is less than or equals to right, I'm going to take the midpoint between the two values. And this array mid, this will be our middle element, the one that I mentioned here. This middle element. If this middle element equals to target, then we just return mid. Again, mid is the index, right? So we will just return mid. If the middle element is less than target, left will be set to mid +1. Now the reason why we have this +1 is we know that the middle element isn't target. If it is, it would have gone through this if statement, so this condition, right? It would have gone through here. We know that the middle element isn't what we're looking for. So instead of setting left to mid, which we know that that's not the element we're looking for, we can just set it to mid +1, like the next element after mid. And likewise, right? Since we know that mid isn't what we're looking for, we can just set our right pointer to be the element before mid. And again, here, like if this loop ends without anything being returned, we just return -1. So if I run this, you can see that res1 is 5 and res2 is -1. And this makes sense because 10 is the it's on index 5 of this array, and 7 isn't in this array at all. So we return -1. Yeah, so that was that's it for the video. I hope you guys learned a lot about binary search, and thanks for watching.